As chapter 1 has come to an end, with this video, let us manifest the vital points. A quick recap. The most common questions which we ask is how is a 5,000-year-old text relevant in modern times? Today when you're in search of something, instinctively your mind goes to Google. But when you're in search of something for yourself, where do you go to? The answer is very simple. It is Bhagavad Gita. Now, Bhagavad Gita is embedded in one of India's longest epic, Mahabharata, which is a story of one family split as Pandavas and Kauravas, who took the sides of justice and greed, respectively. This led to the famous Kurukshetra war, and thus the Bhagavad Gita transpires. The Bhagavad Gita consists of 18 chapters spread across 700 verses, which is further divided into 3 parts of 6 chapters each, known as path of action, path of devotion, and path of knowledge. The central message of Bhagavad Gita is bridging the gap between illusion and reality. Now let us summarize chapter 1 from verse 1 to verse 47. These verses give a detailed understanding about human emotions and how those emotions affect our decision making in our daily lives. Now let us look at the most important thoughts from these verses. Verse 1. Verse 1 asks you, do your emotions cloud your judgment? Eye of wisdom is the ability to determine right or wrong without letting your emotions get in the way. So do you have the eye of wisdom? Now in verse 2, the question that verse asks us is, do we respond or react to a situation? How do we respond when expectations differ from reality? Do you know that every battle is won before it's ever fought? Verse 3. This verse asks us a question on how do we cope up with pressure. Do we panic under pressure and cause unrest? Or do we remain calm, thrive under pressure and create opportunities? Verse 4 to 6. These verses ask us an ever so apt question for this generation, that is, why do we have an inferiority complex? What are the signs of inferiority complex actually? What causes this? Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of rejection? Or is it the fear of not fitting in? That's what these verses are trying to make you think. Now verse 7 to 9. These verses ask us the question, what is the purpose of our work? Your purpose of action defines cause or ego. When we fight for a cause, the result is perpetual. Whereas when we fight for our ego, the result is temporary. Verse 10 to 13. These verses ask us the perfect question for today's material world. Who is a competition? Know your opponent. Your worst opponent cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. Verse 14 to 20. These verses ask us a question, do we make an impact? Now always remember guys, your life has a purpose. Your story is important. Your dreams count. Your voice matters, and you're born to make an impact. Verse 21 to 23. These verses ask us a question that seems to be missing in today's world, and that is, are you humble? A wise man once said, if you want to be great, then serve. Verse 24 to 25. These verses ask us a timeless question, and that is, do we know what the art of communication is? In today's generation, as a parent, are we there to guide the young, eager minds during tough times, like how Krishna was there to guide Arjuna? Verse 26 to 28. These verses ask a question about our most favorite emotion, love. Is love blind, or does it make you blind? Here, the Bhagavad Gita talks about love in a way, and it quotes, people make a serious mistake in thinking that you give to those whom you love. But the real answer is, you love those to whom you give. Verse 29 to 31. These verses ask us a question to every eager mind out there. Why do we overthink? Man has a dilemma within between an open mind and that of a closed mind. A closed mind leads to a lot of overthinking, which creates problems that never existed. Verse 32 to 38. These verses question, why can't we overcome our obstacles? Obstacles do not block the path, they are the path. Verses 39 to 47. These verses make us think what happens when we assume. Assumptions are nothing but in the absence of complete information, we tend to fill in the blanks thinking it to be true. Now, in the first chapter, we had two central characters named Duryodhana and Arjuna. One individual does the wrong thing assuming that he is right. On the other hand, the second individual is reluctant in doing the right thing, assuming it may go wrong. Now, these verses question the use of our human emotions and how we assume things in life. But from the second chapter, the Supreme is going to answer our questions. Now, click on the playlist at the end of this video to know more about chapter 1. And also make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And I'll see you from the second chapter. And as always, thank you for watching.